Hi sister. So I created a chair sequence for some joint movement, and I just want to encourage you to explore some of these movements on your own, and if something creates pain or burning, any numbness or tingling, I would just recommend backing off or modifying the pose, just staying curious in your own body and seeing what works for you. So the first thing we'll do is get a chair, and you want to come sort of towards the edge of the chair so that your feet are firmly on the ground. And if for whatever reason your feet can't reach the ground, you can grab a couple towels or blankets and roll them up underneath the feet so that you have a solid surface. You could even use a book or something like that. So we will get started. We'll just get started with some deep breaths. So if you wanted, you could even close the eyes or soften the gaze, and just a few breaths here, just breathing in and out through the nose. So after a few rounds of breathing, just letting the heart rate slow, just starting to slow down, we'll begin with some gentle neck movement. So the first thing we'll do is begin by just dropping the chin down towards the chest. And you're just gonna stop whenever you feel a stretch. We don't, again, want any pain with any movement. So we'll just exhale, slowly dropping the chin towards the chest. And slowly inhale, chin comes up either just level, or maybe you bring the chin up a little bit higher. So you'll just find what feels good here for your neck. And just remember that as you practice this video, other days will be different. So maybe today you have a lot of mobility, and maybe the next time you do it, you have less mobility, or vice versa. Just keep an open mind about how things go on a daily basis. So after you have a few neck movements here up and down, we'll just pause once again, re-lengthening through the crown of the head and rolling the shoulders back and down. And from here, we'll just start turning the chin side to side. Again, just linking breath and movement. So inhaling as the chin comes over the shoulder, exhaling as the chin comes center, and inhaling over to the other side. Now you can make any of these movements as fast or slow as feels good for you. We really just want to listen to our body. So just slowly moving here side to side. If you find an area that's very tight, you could always just stay with the chin turned for a few more breaths on one side. And then we'll come back to center and just once again lengthen tall through the crown of the head. And this time we'll drop the chin to the chest, and we'll just do some half neck circles here. So just rolling left ear over to left shoulder, really feeling that stretch down the side neck into the shoulder. Continue drawing the shoulders away from the ears, and then chin comes to center and rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathing deeply here into the neck rolls. You might hear Akiko crying in the background. She's very loud. And then after a few half neck circles, we'll drop the chin back down and bring the neck up. From here, if the half neck circles felt nice, you have the option to do a full neck circle. So again, you'll just listen to your body. Dropping the chin down as you exhale. You'll inhale, ear coming to shoulder, and And this is where you decide if you take the neck fully around, chin coming up, and then the ear coming back down to the other shoulder, and then all the way down. If you find an area of tension, you can hang out in that spot. Again, just breathing, holding any areas that feel like it would feel nice to hold a little bit longer. And then after you get a few circles in one direction, you'll drop the chin back to the chest and start rotating in the opposite direction. Exhaling as the chin comes down towards the chest, and inhaling as you roll the chin back up towards the ceiling. And you can go as fast or slow with any of these movements as feels nice. And then after you get a few rotations in both directions, drop the chin back to the chest and slowly roll the crown of the head back up towards the ceiling. And just breathing here once again. So now we'll spend some time focusing on the shoulders, and we'll just begin by isolating the left shoulder. So we'll just inhale, left shoulder coming up near the left ear, and then just fully release, dropping that shoulder down. Inhale, left shoulder up, and exhale, fully release. Inhale up, exhale, drop. Now we'll take it to the right side. Inhaling as we lift, and exhale, just really letting the arm drop. Inhale, lifts the arm up towards the ear and dropping the shoulder down. One last time, inhale, lift, and exhale, drop. So now we'll put both shoulders together. Inhale, lifting the shoulders up near the ears, squeezing, holding just a few moments. And then this time we'll slowly draw the shoulders back down. Inhale, both shoulders up near the ears, and then exhale, slowly drawing the shoulders down. One last time, shoulders coming up near the ears, and exhale, bringing them back down. Now we'll take some circles with the left shoulder. So we'll just bring the left shoulder up and back, really feeling the shoulder blade in the back of the shoulder, moving out and hugging in with this movement. It's okay if you hear some crunching or popping, that's normal. And then after a few times on the left, we'll move over to the right, same thing, lifting the right shoulder up, scooping the blade back and behind, really feeling that shoulder blade coming in towards the center of the spine. And then we'll link both shoulders up and back, this time opening through the chest, really expanding across the collarbones and drawing the blades back and down. And then we'll pause here and take this isolated movement on the left side, but coming up and forward this time. So up and forward with the shoulder. You can even move the elbow a little bit if that feels nice, really feeling this mobility in the full arm and shoulder. And then we'll take it to the right side, up and forward. And then we'll link our shoulders together, drawing them forward, together, and back. Really feeling the shoulder blades squeezing back together. And then just coming back to release the hands and just pausing here a moment, focusing on the breath once again. So from here, we're going to find some more movement through the shoulders. So we'll start by extending the hands out in front of us, bending the fingertips towards the shoulders, it's okay if they don't reach, and pointing the elbows away from the body. Here we'll just begin with some small circles. So just bringing the shoulders in, the elbows in and together and out, and gradually making these circles a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. You can go as slow as feels good for you. There's no need to rush. You You can even pause the video and just take your time in any of the parts that you want to go a little bit longer. And then we'll bring the shoulders back to center, elbows pointing forward, and we'll start those circles again, but in the opposite direction. Nice small circles to start, and just gradually getting bigger. Feeling some mobility through the shoulders. And then go ahead and just release the arms down, letting them hang by the sides of the chair, and just fully releasing here. Good. And now we're going to do some wrist and finger movement. So we'll just begin by bringing the palms together and fanning the fingers down and under, and backs of the hands coming together. So just keep moving here, fingers fanning down, flipping over, and the backs of the palms coming together until the palms come back to touch. Just finding some finger mobility and wrist mobility here. And then we'll pause and go in the opposite direction, back of the hand coming together and flipping back towards the front. Very good. Now we'll take the left wrist straight out in front of us, fingertips facing up towards the ceiling. And with the right hand, we're going to gently grab all of the fingers, including the thumb, and pulling it gently towards the face. You want to drop the shoulders down away from the ears and make sure you continue to focus on your breath. So just breathing here, feeling a stretch probably all the way down the wrist into the upper arm and maybe even into the shoulder. And then we'll release the fingertips coming in towards the armpit, and the same thing, we'll gently grab the back of the hand and press the fingers in towards the armpit, making sure the shoulder stays down away from the ear. You don't have to force it down, just make sure it's not creeping up near the shoulder, near the ear rather. So just breathing here, holding that hand down, and then releasing it and just finding some circles here. And then reversing those circles. And then we'll find this stretch on the opposite side. So the right hand comes out like we're pressing up against a wall, and we'll gently bring the left hand to the fingers, including the thumb, and pulling them back towards the face. Again, remembering each side of the body is different, so what feels good on one side might not feel as good on the other, or maybe you go a little bit lighter on one side and a little bit deeper on the other side. Just staying curious from left and right, just remembering that we have just two sides of the body that are very different. And then we'll turn the fingertips in towards the armpit and just gently pulling the hand here. Feeling that stretch down the front of the hand, through the wrist, and all the way down the arm. And then we'll just circle the wrist out, just finding some movement here in both directions. And then once again, just letting the arms hang by the side. So from here, we're going to do one more arm and wrist movement. We're going to take the arms out wide to a T, and we're going to press the palms out like we were pressing against two walls. You're going to feel this stretch down the underside of the arm all the way into the armpit. Really pressing through the heel of the hand. The more you press, the more you'll feel it. And then we'll turn the fingertips in towards the armpits. Again, the more you press the fingers in, the more you're going to feel it. And then with the fingers, continue pressing in towards the armpits. We'll flip the arms up. Fingers staying curled in. And then we'll press the palms back out. Fingertips coming in and rotating the hands so the fingers are pointing up. One last time, pressing the walls away, fingertips coming in and flipping the hands up. Very good. And then just go ahead and release the hands here for a moment and just take a second to breathe. One more exercise for the hand. This one's pretty simple. We're just going to take the hand and we're going to squeeze it into a fist and then release the fingertips, spreading them out nice and wide. Squeezing the hand into a fist and stretching the fingers out wide just a couple times. And then go ahead and do it on the other side. Taking each exercise one at a time so we can be mindful in our movements and giving each joint and each body part the attention that it deserves. Good. And then you can just give a little wiggle here. So the last thing we're going to do is some body movement and then some ankle movement. So you'll continue to stay in your seat and we'll just start here by placing the hands on the legs. And we're going to be doing a seated cat-cow pose. So the first thing we'll do is as we inhale, we will start to send the stomach forward, curving through the arch of the back and drawing the shoulder blades back as the chin lifts slightly towards the ceiling. Inhaling, expanding through the chest, and as we exhale, we'll start to round forward, drawing the navel towards the spine and shoulders coming forward slightly as the chin starts to drop towards the floor. Inhale lifts us up, shoulders drawing back, arching the spine, sticking the chest forward, tailbone sticking out. And then as we exhale, drawing the navel again back towards the spine, shoulders coming forward, thinking about our backs are rounding here like a black Halloween cat. One more time, inhale coming forward, shoulders drawing back, chin lifting up slightly, tailbone sticking back. And exhale as we round through the spine, shoulders coming forward and tucking the chin down. Good. So that was our cat-cow series. Now we're just going to find some gentle movement through the upper body and the hips while in a seated position. So starting in either direction that you'd like, we'll just start by rocking over towards the right, coming forward slightly, and then around to the left and coming back. So we're just rocking in a circle on our sit bones. You can even have a little bit of movement in the neck here if that feels nice, letting the neck move with the spine and the shoulders. Taking this as slowly as feels good or fast. Just listen to your body, finding movement that makes sense for you. After you've moved in a few circles, just coming back up, re-lengthening through the crown of the head, and taking these circles in the opposite direction. Make sure you're breathing through the entire video. Our breath is the most important part of stretching. If your breathing becomes labored in any of these poses, that's the body's way of signaling to you, letting you know that the pose is too intense and that you should back out of it or come back to it at another time. So the last thing we'll be getting into is our feet. So for this, we're gonna wanna scoot back onto the chair so that our legs can come up off the ground. So we're just gonna do some gentle ankle movement here. So we'll just start by pointing and flexing the feet. And you can do this 1 foot at a time if you really want to slow down and focus on mobility, or you can do both feet. Whatever you want to do, just pointing and flexing, feeling the mobility through the ankles. And then we'll get our toes pointing in circles, moving in one direction. And then the opposite direction. Circling the joints is extremely beneficial. The wrist, the shoulders, the ankles, any joint in the body that you can bring a circular motion to. It helps to move the synovial joint fluid around the joint, and that's what actually protects the joints and keeps them from rubbing bone on bone. So this video would be practiced best earlier in the morning, but after your body's had a little bit of time to just move around. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope that you find this video informative and helpful. I love you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.